All right.
Here we go.
Thank y'all. So we're working on a variation or a flavor of Koshiki no kata from Kito-ru. And we've worked our way up to the head twisties. Who's going to volunteer to have their head twisted? All right, so on this next one, the evil alien is reaching his suckers to grab hold of my belt, like so. Okay. Turn his face away. Switch. Turn him and sit down. All right, so here, let's get on a sort of a square axis. All right. I think if you hold onto my arm, we're going to break it over my legs.
Okay.
So watch out for that. Much like the shiroate, it's got some shomanate in there. It's got this cross balance break that we played with the other day in other contexts. So this stuff is like the mixed up mishmash stuff that Aikido and Judo came from and was organized out of. Right? So he reaches. All right, let's play this. A point or two about this thing, and we'll practice it a few more times and then go on the next one. So he's reaching his suckers at me, and I hit him. When we're doing judo and randori, we don't ever create off balances by grabbing the guy with two hands and pulling or something with two hands, because when you grab somebody with two hands and pull them, they jump on you or they headbutt you or something, right? So we're always doing one hand, the other hand, one hand, the other hand, one hand, the other hand, the other hand, right? So somebody asked me, how come the hand trade looks weird, right? We're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I'm trying to create off balance in this guy such that he will fall for me, but also so that I don't have to run around him in a pile of armor, right? In a mud hole, right? I don't want to have to run all over the countryside with him to throw him down. I would like for this guy that's running at me to just sort of peel off of me and go away, right? So I've got to create these asymmetries in the guy, because if I just bam, he runs into me, right? And we both go down in the mud. All right. Another thing to watch that I briefly mentioned, but it's probably worth more than briefly, right? 1, 2, 3. He doesn't cling to this arm, and neither do I, because this is going to break over my body or my leg as I go down. So it helps for me to use the alien suckers also, because they break free when they need to. All right. I am moving him around me. I move. All right, so one of the distinctive things about Koshiki no kata is it's pairs of things. It's like a technique, and then what if that's different or doesn't work, or some variation on that. So this time I'm thinking about something else, and the alien gets his suckers on me, right? And he pulls on me, right? Y'all have seen this thing that we've played with some, where you push in to get a connection and lift, and then stomp him into the ground. Here's what we're doing. He gets his connection. I come in, and lift him and out and drop. So it's, initially I couldn't figure out, Nick had to instruct me on what's the similarity between this thing and the other thing, because they're both in the kata called the head twisty move, right? Here he's actually got me. And he gives a little bit of a pull. In and up and out and down. All right? Play that. See, can you feel that wave where you ride in, lift his shoulder girdle just a little bit, and back this way and drop. Thank you. There's always this question about if you're going to lift the guy, how do you grab him and how hard do you have to exert to lift this guy? Nick's got a fantastic video out where he talks about wrist connection, and he shows that you can affect somebody with just enough push or pull to take the meat out of the connection, right? So stretching the skin such that I'm starting to get an effect, right? You can do the same thing here, right? I push in enough that I can feel him, and then take the slack out of the meat of his shoulders there, right? So he reaches out and grabs me, right? Right? There's a little bit of a pull in, and I come in, connect, take the slack out of his shoulders, back off and drop. Okay, so just like that sort of pressure. Right?
And when you drop, are you extending forward or just?
On all of these drops, again, we're not doing a symmetric thing because he falls head first into my face. That's no good, right? So when I drop back, this foot that was in front of him gets on the line that Nick was talking about a day or two ago, and I guide him a little bit that way, right? Just so that he doesn't fall on me. Right?
Is there a term for that connection?
That's the problem we've had for years, is we don't have any words for this stuff, and we've just started trying to figure out words, and the only word I got is connection. Right?
I think Pearson says they like Musubio.
Yeah.
Yeah, he uses the term Masubi, but somebody says, no, that's not quite the same.
Sticking.
Masubi is not the same.
Everybody's got different.
Tied together, yeah.
Everybody's got different words, so the Tamiki people can't talk to the Aikikai people and share any information. So it's just like when we started trying to learn from Henry Copeland,
Right.
and he was so many light years beyond us that we couldn't speak the same language. Even though it was English words coming out, it was like random English words instead of sentences. And it took us 18 months or so to figure out how to speak Henry language. And then we started benefiting greatly, right?
Yeah.
It has taken us a while of playing with the Aikikai guys and saying, what do you call this thing? And what do you call that thing? And what do you have a name for that thing? And so on. So I don't have a better word than connection.
I thought you, Peter, you know what that is?
It describes it really well.
Pretty good word. Try to step in, get your connection, back off, and drop them. Drop yourself. Play that and see how it goes.
I'm nearly there. Okay.
One of Carl's big lessons, basically on anything, but particularly on Osotogari, is if I want that leg and he's fighting away from me with that leg, I move away from the thing that I want in order to get it. All right? So if he comes up here and grabs me, and I grab him and try to jerk him on his head, this tends not to work. He's good at compensating if we're in fight mode for this thing, right? And then we're in a mess, right? So I do the opposite of what I want, right? I want him on his head over there. So I go over there, right? And see, will he give me the, it's like the Warner Brothers principle, right? Anytime in a cartoon, if somebody's going to run fast this way, they back up this way, right? So I want him on his head this way, so I push him that way. Oops, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
Right. This leg. There you go. Sorry. All right, so compress into this guy and lift him a little bit, and it makes him more susceptible to dropping over here. The next two are interesting because they're standard judo grips. All right. So we take our grip here. I'm going to take a step back. He's not going to let me. Oh, he hunkered down and got strong as I did this. So I put that foot where he will let me and kneel down. All right. When you fly through the air, that makes this guy have to hang on and help you. So just if you use the suckers, everything breaks loose and he does a nice roll. All right. That being said, the attack is here. Right? Oh, he won't let me. All right. This thing is identical to what's the move in Nage? No, it's the counter to Uranage. Garuma. Yeah. So I try to do something to pitch him this way and he won't let me. So I rapidly switch my direction. All right, play that. There you go. And it's right there.
There you go.
All right. This one's fun for me. This one also has a direct analog in judo that's still there. It's Yoko Wakari, right? So we take our grip, and I try to step away from him and can't, so I lie down in front of him. Right? And that was not very elegant. That was my fault because of the grips. Right? Infernal grips.
Infernal.
The grip thing, man. And that's worth talking about because we're sort of addicted to clamping onto that guy, right? And some of these have the potential to help us out, like the wrist things where you only pull and push him that far, and this thing, right? This is tricky because I've got a grip on him already, right? But this thing has to act like a sucker. Sometimes the judo guys will like pinch with fingertips so that when they exert a predetermined amount, it tears loose. So that might be your sucker. I don't know. Let's try this again and see can I be more alien. All right. All right. Let's play that. I think this